going on, everyone? Welcome to Asian Filmist. My name is Ray and I love movies. And the movie that we're going to be talking about today is the 2016 film Somebody. It's directed by Miura Daisuke, and this movie is also based on a novel written by Asai Ryo, the author of the novel The Karishima Thing, who they also made a movie adaptation of. And Somebody, it features an all-star cast of young actors. Well, all except one. He's not really young. But anyways, it's all led by Satoh Takeru. And we also have Arimura Kasumi, Nikaido Fumi, Suda Masaki, Okada Masaki, and Yamada Takayuki. And the story, I think it's quite simple. It features on an event that pretty much any Japanese student must experience in their lives, and that is job hunting. And it happens right when they're about to graduate from university. They have to, put on a black suit. If their hair is a color that other than black, they have to make sure it's black before going into all these career fairs and interview meetings in order to impress an employer in hopes to get a job. Satoh Takeru plays a guy named Takuto, and he and his friends, they all meet at one of their apartments to kind of have group meetings, group discussions on what kind of job fairs are happening, and also helping each other and try to get employed. And so what unfolds is a really interesting coming-of-age drama full of competition and definitely full of a lot of backstabbing, in which even though they're friends, they're trying to one-up each other to try to get employed. And so now that we have the story aside, let's talk about the positive things I have to say about Somebody. The first thing I have to say is that I thought each of the characters that participated in the story had enough screen time for the characters to properly develop, and I thought that each of them contributed to the story as best as they can. And of course, the standout actor amongst everyone is Satoh Takeru, and I also thought that Suda Masaki did a good job too, although I thought that Suda Masaki, he kind of played a kind of character you'd expect him to play, but he was still very good at doing it. But yeah, Satoh Takeru, very excellent job. And he and the rest of the main cast really made their characters really relatable and really connectable. I think that each and every one of us have a friend that could be one of these characters, that took part in the story, or we could be one of those characters. And what I like about Takuto, Satoh Takeru's character, he's kind of like, a quite nice guy. At least that's how it seems like. And then you see him, you see what he posts on Twitter, and then you come to realize, that's a lot of us. A lot of us may not have a lot of things to say up front to everyone, but then we'll have a lot of things to say about on Twitter. And I thought, that part of Satoh Takeru's character was connectable and relatable. And each of the characters, whenever they were on screen talking with each other, chatting with each other, I thought they had a really excellent chemistry. I really enjoyed watching the way each of the characters interacted with each other. It was fun, and it almost made me, nostalgic of how it was in my student days, interacting with my friends. Granted, I never went through this big job hunting process that Japanese students have to go through, but still, the nostalgia is there. And another thing I thought that was quite interesting was the way they portrayed Takuto's monologues and whatever he was thinking in his head. They kind of presented it to be as some sort of stage play, partly because in university Takuto was part of the university's theater club. So it was nice how they kind of connected that and showcased that as his inner thoughts. That combined with the things he was saying on social media, and you get this really unique presentation. It's really hard to talk about without spoiling this, so I'll just leave it at that. And one thing I especially liked about Somebody was the music, and especially the theme song, Nanimono, which is the Japanese title. The song was produced by Nakata Yasutaka. If any of you are fans of Perfume or Kyari Pamyu Pamyu, this is the producer of those artists. So as you can expect, Nanimono, it was a really addictive song that I had to keep looping countless times. And helping out these addictive beats were the vocal talents of Yonezu Kenshi. And both of those talents together, it really made for this really fun J-poppy house track. So yeah, characters and the music. And probably the best thing I like about Somebody is that it was just a really good coming-of-age story with a really good message.
That message is to grow up, man up, and be wary of what you say about others on social media.
As far as the negatives I have to say about Somebody, I don't really have anything much to say regarding that. Although if I had to say anything, I'd say that some of the characters' story arcs didn't conclude satisfyingly. Like I said, there were a lot of threads left hanging by the time the story finished. Overall, it was alright. It didn't affect my enjoyment of the story. I still had a good time watching this movie. And overall, what I have to say about Somebody, as I keep saying, It's a really good coming-of-age story, and for those of us who don't live in Japan or who aren't familiar with Japanese culture, it's a really good insight of what happens in the lives of Japanese students. I thought for that it was quite educational. And I definitely recommend this story, especially for fans of anyone in the main cast. I think for each and every one of these actors, this is a very good movie to have in their respective filmographies. And so yeah, there you have it. Those are my thoughts on Somebody. What did you guys think? Whatever your thoughts are, leave a comment below. And once again, my name is Ray. You can follow me on Twitter at RayUmaru555. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you watch, click like and subscribe so you can join in on more discussions on Asian film.
獲物は確かにいただいたぜ。